Shalom, all praise to Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. Double honors to the apostles that rule well. And peace and blessings to you brothers out there. Excuse me. Let's kick in this word in sincerity and truth. It's like Yam. It's in the morning here. It's 5:42, and I wanted to do a quick sit down on the Abomination of Desolation. Yahweh Shai described the abomination of desolation to us in Matthew the 24th chapter, and also there's more examples of the abomination of desolation in First Maccabees and Second Maccabees. Now, in the Maccabees, what was going on during the abomination of desolation? They was setting altars to other gods. Second Maccabees, it says that the god that they was setting up altars to, where they were sitting at. They were sitting at in Jerusalem, in our altar, in our sanctuary, man. So it was forcing us to follow the gods, man. And if we didn't, follow the gods, we will be killed. We'll be destroyed, and that's what we're gonna see soon, man. Our abomination of desolation is coming in the form of a chip. So we're gonna read Matthew 24. Then we'll jump to First Maccabees and Second Maccabees for edification, and also we'll get Revelations, okay, to really show what is going to take place during the abomination of desolation. This is Matthew 24:3. And as he sat on the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be, and what shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? Yahweh answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you, for many shall come in my name, saying, I am Mashiach, and shall deceive many. Right? We see that in Israel, you had this guy named the Comfy saying that he was the Holy Ghost, man. Saying he was the word of Yahweh by Hashem, Yahweh Shai. So we know that to be a lie, and then we also know that he has a huge congregation, so he has deceived many, bro. And ye shall hear wars and rumors of wars, and see ye not be troubled, for all these things must come to pass, but the end is not yet. That's right. Shoot, for the last 10 or 15 years, that's all we've been hearing about. It's wars and rumors of wars. America has been engaged in different wars overseas and proxy wars, which we know that's going to eventually manifest into a World War III, but right now it's just wars and rumors of wars, For nation shall rise against nation, and kingdom against kingdom, and there shall be famines and pestilence and earthquakes in diverse places. That's right. Famines. There's a famine going on in South America now, in Venezuela. And now those people are being forced out of the country due to lack of food and essentially lack of nutrition, and they're causing problems in Colombia, man. So we're seeing famines now. There's been famines over there in Africa, things of that nature in those countries, but now we're seeing the famines coming over here to the Americas. Pestilence. We've seen earlier this year Zika virus. Down here in Texas, there was cases of the West Nile disease still going on, and earthquakes in diverse places here in Texas. We've been having a record high of earthquakes. I'm 29 now, and I never experienced this amount of earthquakes before, So it's definitely, the earth is crying out. It's letting us know that, hey, something's about to happen soon. Verse 8: All these are the beginning of sorrows. Then shall they deliver you up to be afflicted, and shall kill you, and ye shall be hated for all nations for my name's sake. And then shall many be offended, and shall betray one another, and shall hate one another. That's right. Now you're seeing people that were once in the truth, these fallouts, that's betraying, they're betraying people that they once called their brother, man. You got cats that coming out. Well, I'm going to say his name. This dude Element, he's been on a hiatus for 2 years, and now he's coming back just to betray the people that he once did the truth with for his ego. You got these cats like Ashar, uh, that's posting old raps of his once of people he once called brothers. Just to put them out there bad. And we're gonna see more of that, man. We're gonna see more cats that always have a problem with order and things of that nature. They're gonna eventually hate the brothers that's in order, man. And many and many, this is verse 11. And many false prophets shall rise and shall deceive many. And because iniquity shall abound, the love of many shall wax cold. But he that shall endure unto the end shall be saved. And this gospel of the kingdom shall be preached in all the world for a witness unto all nations, and then shall the end come. That's right. So from the body of apostles on down, this word had been pushed, and now we're seeing brothers in different countries. Brothers in Africa, you got brothers in Mexico, you got brothers brothers in the Philippines, you know what I mean? Different brothers out there, because his word has been pushed out by the apostles and by the disciples on down, bro. Like verse 15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand. That's right. So I wanted to this is what I really wanted to speak on, this abomination of desolation, because this occurs several times in the scripture. So let's get this word abomination and see if we could break it down.
Strong's G 946. Pedelugma.
And that's a foul thing, a detestable thing, of an idol, a thing pertaining to idolatry. That's right. Now this is according to Divine Expository Dictionary in New Testament words, akin to a number 2 and B denotes an object of disgust and abomination. This is said of the image to be set up by Antichrist, of that which is highly esteemed amongst men, in contrast to its real character in the sight of God. The constant association with idolatry suggests that with what is highly esteemed among men constitute an idol in the human heart. That's right, man. So real soon they're gonna set up an object, that's gonna basically be seen as an indicator of the new world order, man. And what is that object that they're gonna be pushing on the people? Well, the object is gonna be the chip, and they're gonna force us to take it. You know what I'm saying? Much like the time when the Maccabees, when they forced us to worship Jupiter, and also sacrifice swine flesh. This is verse 16. Then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of the house. That's right, man. So when that time's come, we're gonna have to flee. And when they begin to issue that decree out there, everybody has to take the chip, man. We're gonna have to flee. You know what I'm saying? So wherever we at, whether it be field at work, you know what I'm saying, leisure, the day, our days off, we're gonna have to flee, man. Neither let him which is in the field return back to his clothes. That's right. So once we leave the city or wherever we at, man, there's no going back. No going back home. You know what I'm saying? That means we're gonna be in the wilderness, man. We're gonna have to endure some harsh things, man. Verse 19, woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. That's right. It's gonna be very hard to travel. Oh, if you have a child in those days, man, because shoot, it's gonna be hard to even feed yourself. When this food gets scarce, man. You know, it's gonna be a strong possibility that you might have to look at your child starve to death, man. You know, they're not gonna be just formula. Gonna have access to formula or even baby food, man. Simple things. It's gonna be very harsh in those days, man. When scarcity of food occurs, rioting occurs, man. Death occurs, This is verse 20. But pray ye that your flight be not in the winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then such be great tribulation, such as was not seen the beginning of the world till this time, no ever shall be. That's right. There's gonna be much tribulation on this planet Earth, man, that has not been seen. So it's gonna top slavery. It's gonna top what happened to us in the book of Maccabees. It's going to top what happened in 70 AD, man. This is going to be one of the worst times in the history of the world, bro. I want to get this word tribulation.
Strong's G 2347. Thlipsis. Thlipsis.
Thresis is a pressing together, pressure, metaphor, oppression, affliction, tribulation, distress, straits. That's right, man. So that's the time. It's gonna be a time of straits, man. A time of difficulty for the whole world, A time of havoc. You know what I'm saying? That we're gonna see, and hopefully we'll be able to endure, those of us in the faith. And I want to go to First Maccabees to kind of illustrate what was going on, during that time, and what they described as the Abomination of Desolation, so we can kind of understand what's going to happen in our time. This is First Maccabees 1:41. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and every one should leave his laws. So all the heathens agreed according to the kingdom. Yea, many also of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath. That's right, man. So you had King Antiochus, which was a king of Seleucid Empire, and he, if you read up, he actually took over the city of Egypt, which was a part of the Ptolemaic Empire, man. That they had several wars with each other, This is Antiochus is actually one of the kings. Not him, but his lineage comes from one of the kings, or one of the generals that began ruling after Alexander the Great. Alexander the Great died. So with that being said, you had Antiochus Epiphanes, which is this is what it's talking about. The madman. That's what they used to call him. Had it to where, they were forcing us to worship the idols of Greece. They basically spread their Hellenistic culture, man. Verse 42, and everyone should lead. This read up. Moreover, King Antiochus wrote to his whole kingdom that all should be one people, and everyone should leave his own law. So all the heathen agreed according to the commandment of the king. Yea, many of the Israelites consented to his religion, and sacrificed unto idols, and profaned the Sabbath. That's right. So you had a lot of Israelites that was selling out. Yeah, was agreeing with that new world order, man. You know what I'm saying? We're gonna see that now too. Yeah, we're seeing it now, man. You have our people that's sitting with what the world considers right, agreeing with homosexuality. You have Moonlight now, out this new movie about two young Jake being homosexuals, and our people they don't have a problem with that. You have transgenderism in the face of that now is Judah, man. So our people are sitting with this new these strange laws, man, of the heathen. For the king had sent letters by messengers unto Jerusalem in the city of Judah, that they should follow the strange laws of the land, and forbid burnt offering, and sacrifice, and drink offerings in the temple, and that they should profane the Sabbath and festival days, and pollute the sanctuary and holy people, set up altars and groves and chapels of idols, and sacrifice swine's flesh and unclean beasts. That's right. So they forbid us to follow our ways, our law, statute, commandments, and they forced us to sacrifice swine's flesh, man, and set up these chapels of idols within our sanctuary, bro. You know, and also they had to sacrifice unclean beasts. This was law. It's mandatory for us to do it, man. Verse 48, that they should also lead their children uncircumcised and make their souls abominable with all manners of uncleanness and profanation, to the end that they might forget the law and change all the ordinance. And whosoever would not do according to the commandments of the king, he said, he should die. In the self-same manner wrote he to all his kingdom, and appointed overseers over all the people, commanding the city of Judah to sacrifice city by city. That's right, man. So everybody who didn't follow the law of the land were put to death, man. And also he set up basically martial law within the city, just to make Judah sacrifice these abominations, man. Then many other people were gathered unto them, to wit, every one that forsook the law, and so they committed evils in the land, and drove the Israelites into secret places, even wheresoever they could flee to succor. That's right. So you had a lot of Israelites flee that land, man. It's kind of like what was going over there in Syria. This will give you a mental image. War and things of that nature was going on, so you had our people just fleeing out of there, going to the nearest country. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we're gonna have to do soon. Over here in the United States, we're going to be eventually we're going to have to flee these cities, man, because they're gonna set up that abomination of desolation, man, which in our time is gonna be that chip, man. Verse 54. Now the 15th day of the month Cashew, in the 145th year, they set up the abomination of desolation upon the altar, and built idol altars throughout the cities of Judah on every side. That's right. So they set up that altar, man. The abomination of desolation throughout all the city. And they made it mandatory that our people burn incense to it. And burn sacrifices to it. Verse 55, and burnt incense at the door of their houses in the cities. And when they had rent in pieces the book of the law which they found, they burnt them with fire. And whosoever was found with any of the books of the testaments, or if any committed to the law, the king's commandments was that they should be put to death. Thus did they by their authority unto the Israelites every month to as many as were found in the city. That's right, man. So anybody who was found with the book of the law was condemned. You know what I'm saying? Was killed. You know, they made it to where we couldn't follow our ways, man. We had to consent to the Hellenistic culture. You know, and again, that's what we're gonna see very soon, man. Now, you know, right now they're setting up the new world order, getting people, you know, desensitized to the whole word chip. You know what I'm saying? That's why they're making it mandatory that we get the so-called chip. But actually, the chip in our debit cards, eventually that chip is gonna move into your hand, man. And with that being said, it's gonna be mandatory, just like how that debit card was mandatory, you know. And if you don't consent, if you don't want to follow the rules and the regulations of, you know, the elite, they're gonna do away with you. They're gonna throw you in concentration camps, you know. And within those concentration camps, man, you already know what's gonna happen, man. You know, there's gonna be raping going on. There's gonna be starvation going on. There's gonna be, you know, all types of abominations going on within these concentration camps, you know. And with that being said, some of us are gonna be in the wilderness, you know, meaning that we're not gonna be able to buy ourselves, you know. Faith is gonna have to, it's gonna be mandatory in those days, man, because we're gonna be living harsh times, man, you know. Now let's go to Second Maccabees, because this shed light onto, you know, what was going on also during the time of Maccabees. Now the first, Second Maccabees is contemporary to one another, and Second Maccabees gives a more detailed account. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna stop the video here because I have to go to work, and so we'll pick up where we left off. I'll pick up where I left off when I come back from work, Lord willing, today. So just hold on, stay tuned.